Race Grivens here with Spotlight on Sports and Events, and we're here at Sammy V's 50 and over tournament. Today was a big tournament for Sammy. He had a big turnout with the over-under. But these three guys here are some of Sammy's regulars, and these are the top 3 point getters for the year. And who finished second, Don? Was it you? Wasn't you? So it was John. So we're going to get over here to Mr. Don Harrington, I think.
Did I finish second?
Did you finish? You finished third? Okay. So Don knows where he finished, so we're going to have him say a few words. Don, what do you think about this tour?
Oh, Sammy's tour is great. I mean, it's a really good group of guys, good bowlers. I think we have a really good time. It's a competitive shot. It's not too hard, but not too easy, which is nice, which is comfortable. And we just have a really good time with it. I think the best part about it for me is the guys are great. We have a really good time every time we get together.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear, Don. I'm glad you enjoy it. And you also have a pretty good success out on the PBA 50 tour at times, huh?
I have my moments. They're fleeting sometimes, but I'd like to get them more consistent. That would be great.
All
but
right.
yeah, no, I have fun with that too. I mean,
Good.
It is bowling at this age is sometimes it's interesting to learn so many different things when you're in your 50s, and so I guess I'm
My stress levels.
I basically am showing that people can learn when you're older. I mean, it's not like you're, because I never bowled professionally until 4 years ago. So what I've done right now is just soak everything in and just try to learn as much as possible. And I think a lot of guys who've been doing it for a long time kind of miss out on that. So I guess my point would be keep an open mind.
There you go. Well, I appreciate the comments, Don. We'll go over here to the guy that travels the furthest for these events. Somewhere's in the New York City area, John?
Not really. I live about an hour north of New York City.
Okay.
So it's an easy ride up here. It's just a little long. But, I love that Sammy put this together, and I wanted to support him. And, I make as many as I can. This year I made the last few. And, I try to get the word out and, support Sammy. And other than Don, I like all the guys that bowl pretty much. No, I have some really good friends up here too, and like Don, the camaraderie is almost as important to me as the competition. But I just, I wouldn't travel if there wasn't a good competition, and definitely the people up here, give you all you can ask for as far as competition. Chuck gets lucky most of the time, but no, just kidding.
You better
Chuck
believe it.
No, Chuck's one of the more consistent people up here. Great bowler and pretty good guy.
Right. Well, we appreciate you traveling that far to be with us, John.
But you didn't ask me about my success on the PBA
And it's
tour.
was my next question. I've seen you out there. I know you can play the game.
Yeah.
So a comment on that, if you would, please.
I'm too humble. I can't. No.
Really?
No, I
You're
actually.
pretty successful out there.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm humble. But I just enjoy the competition. 2009, I joined the PBA because all the amateur tournaments I used to love to go to really became not mega buck anymore. So, and I wanted to challenge myself against the best. And I won the Rookie of the Year my first year out for the East Region.
Nice.
And like Don said, I even though I had like some early success, I saw that there was a lot more I needed to learn to be competitive. And I have my moments. I've cashed in the first World Series. I enjoyed that. And PBA 50 came around. Now I'm bowling against the guys I wanted to bowl when I was 20, 21.
Exactly.
But, life went a different direction. I'm trying to talk here, Sam.
Sammy's in the house.
I didn't know there was talking.
Sammy's here.
Anyway, so my highlight is making a TV show. Throwing a double to jump Brian Boss to get to bowl Emilio Monticelli was like so far the highlight of my bowling career.
Nice.
Along with winning a couple of regionals, But and I just love coming up. New York City, there's so many great bowlers up here.
I think people don't. I shouldn't say don't realize, but I don't know whether the credit's here or not. The Midwest has always been big in bowling, but the Northeast part of the country has got some pretty good bowlers in it.
I think we hold our own, definitely.
Absolutely.
You come up here, you bowl against, like some of the greats like Ryan Schaefer and Brian LeClaire and John Conroy and
There you go. Absolutely.
That'll be cut out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, John, I appreciate your comments.
Edit that, please.
Absolutely. Well, that'll bring us to this year's points champion, Mr. Chuck Pitts. Like Sammy said earlier in his when he handed the trophies out, I've known Chuck a long time, and he seems to get better every year. So, Chuck,
Well,
a few
thanks.
comments?
Well, I didn't realize I was in the chase until the last tournament when Sammy told me. He said, if you qualify and win your first match, you can become Player of the Year. And I won, and then I bowled John, and he says, if John wins, he becomes player. So it was right down to the last.
So I guess I won that match, didn't I, Chuck?
Yes, you did, but you lost your match that counted.
I choked. I admit it.
You didn't choke. You lost.
Yeah.
But as far as Sammy running this, it's a great tournament, and I'm surprised there's not more people 50 and over that don't bowl in this. It's super.
It will
I mean,
come,
I don't know if
hopefully.
they realize there's 3 different age divisions that he has, and just because you don't make the cut, but you can also make the finals with a wild card, and it's just unbelievable. And
And I'm sorry if I can add about the prize fund is tremendous.
yes, very good
Based
prize
on-
fund.
He pays out really
yes.
well.
I mean, it's a little bit of travel for some people, but I think it's great, and I hope it continues it. I really do, and you can always learn. Just watching some of these guys are just because they're 50 and over, you can always learn. I learn different things every week, and you say, "Wow, look at that guy! Look at John Conroy throw a ball. He's scoring, but he don't turn it, but he scores, and
Right.
that's what counts." And you got Don Harrington, he turns the ball.
Yeah, sure, Dan.
The one thing you will see, and this is, kind of a broad brush of some of the really good bowlers on this tour, is I don't think there's any. We're not prima donnas. Obviously,
No.
we joke with each other
Oh
and
my
have
God.
fun. But everyone's here to help. I've seen John. I've seen Ryan Schaefer help people, and so if you really want to learn, I know I try to do that with some of the folks that I see, and we're all just trying to help each other and
Yes.
and make it into a camaraderie, a club that's fun, and if we all can get better along the way, that's great. And then if we make some money, yay. I mean, but if we don't, it's not the end of the world. But like these guys said, the prize fund is pretty good. You definitely double your money if you make it alone.
Well, speaking of the prize fund, we have the one and only here, Sammy Ventura. We're going to let him say a few words about his tour.
Man, you got this wrecking crew here. 1, 2, 3. I don't mean stooges either. I'll tell you, being involved in such a close race, the way Chuck said it too. I mean, Don was on vacation. I probably cost him Bowler of the Year because he didn't come. If he'd have came, made the finals, he'd have been Bowler of the Year. But he made, he had such a great season. He could have repeated. He was Bowler of the Year last year. Could have repeated this year. He made every final. Finished second twice. I mean, Chuck made every final. And John, he came on like a crazy man at the end. I tell you what, he lost the title match 2 matches in a row. So, I mean, it's so competitive. The lane conditions, they vary from sometimes easy, sometimes they're hard, sometimes they're a little harder. But you know what? It's like bowling. Right. Sometimes they're easy, and we mix it up to give everybody shots. We got different age divisions, and we're growing. We're going to go to Rochester next year. I'm talking to Tommy Kress. He runs a 16 over tournament, and he's going to help me. And we're going to run one in September next year.
Nice.
And for everybody that's looking, we're looking for some added money for some sponsors. And this club's not really working about bowling for money as a whole, but we need to keep it running. We got guys that come. I mean, John comes all the way from New York, and Don from Albany, and we're getting bowlers even today in our tournament that we had. Rochester's represented. We got guys coming from all over the area, and we're keep slowly expanding. And believe it or not, this big guy right here, everybody doesn't know it, but he made this happen. We sat down one day after we got done bowling.
2 years ago?
2 years ago, and didn't make the cut. I think we were in Waverly. It's almost 2 years to the weekend.
I think
almost.
it was Doug Kent's place, to be honest with you.
One of those
Myself and Bob
places.
Leonard, yeah.
We sat down at 3 and we says, we can't compete. Can't compete with the young kids and the rev rate and the speed and the bowling balls. We need to keep this game going and give us an avenue so we can go forward, and the guys can keep bowling. And today we had an over and under tournament, and that's really good because the young guys are here and the old guys are here,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And we're just keeping everything going forward.
Yep.
And it's a great group of guys. If you're not here,
It really is.
if you're not here hanging out with us and having fun, we go to dinner some places, and some days we have 2-day tournaments. The New York State Masters this year will be in Owego, New York, on I think November 4th, the first weekend of November, and our next tournament will be someplace here in the Southern Tier, piggybacking it, and I'm going to probably guarantee 1,000 for first that one too.
Nice.
And then again, it's not about the money. We added an extra game this year to make it a little bit more competitive. Guys come from a long way, and it's a nice finals, and you can make the cut with different divisions. And it's fun for the older guys. You know what? We're in the twilight of our career, and Leo King said, let's call it the 10th frame tour because we're all in the 10th frame of the game. You know what?
Yep.
And that's how we got to that. It's a true story, and Leo's not here, but right now with us to see that, to verify that. But I'll tell you what, it's a true story. And I'm a passionate guy about my bowling, about all my friends, and now it's like peanut butter and jelly. I bring them all together for one great sandwich.
That's a great comment, Sammy. We enjoyed it much. Anything else you guys want to add to this?
I don't know if that's a microphone in his pocket or if he's.
Well, that yeah, absolutely.
And one other thing too, it's the
You're gonna edit
sponsors.
that out, right?
I hope.
We got the sponsors. Storm is amazing. They give us bowling balls and 3G shoes. That's how we got it for Chuck. Also Global 900 and Rotogrip and Turbo. Turbo's amazing. They give us bags. We raffle off. We have these recruiter prizes of bowling bags that come in, and we raffle off bags. And we're just trying to make everybody enjoy. I mean, we had a tournament in Norwich, and I raffled off a ball and a bag that tournament, and the ball was won by one of the only 2 Norwich guys that bowled, and then the other Norwich guy won the bag. Neither one of them made the finals, but they walked away with something. And
Sure.
Everybody's having a good time. We can't do it without the sponsors, and they're just we're gonna get a shirt sponsor next and try to have some Sammy V tour shirts. What do you think,
There you
guys?
go. I like that.
I like it. Yeah, we're
There
gonna
you
work
go.
on it. So,
I've
all
heard
right,
nothing negative about this from anybody.
that's outstanding.
Other than you win all the while.
That's good. And you guys support us. I mean, we have a strong core of bowlers that come from far away. Josefino comes from wherever he lives. He's far away.
Yeah,
Erie
Erie,
area.
yeah.
He comes from down there, and John comes, and we got Glenn and
yeah.
Glenn and Glenn and Barry Clear. They come. They must follow John to make sure he gets there okay.
Probably. Yeah.
And the guys' wives, they come, and we all have dinners. And last year we were in Norwich. There was like 14 of us at the dinners, and the guys were all discussing on some changes and some plans. And it's a tournament for the bowlers. I'm only here as the orchestrator. I can't bowl in it because the guys will get a little eerie. But I'm here as an orchestrator to make everybody. Let's have some fun. Maybe we can bowl towards 65. I mean,
There you go.
61, maybe 70.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, because you have the age divisions in there to do that.
Right. I mean, it's good. And by the way, when we go to Rochester, we're going to have a 70 and over division because they already got 70-year-old guys bowling in Tommies. So we're going to grow a little bit more for sure.
Good.
All right? Outstanding.
Okay, guys.
Thanks for listening.
All right, we appreciate you taking the time with us, guys, and we'll end it there.